Alright everyone, enough joking around. But if you guys have not been living under a rock, you know that the Mustang Mach E has outsold the regular Mustang. And today I've acquired a Mach E to see why. Now these have actually been very controversial for Ford ever since they came out, but as time goes on, car enthusiasts have actually started to like these things a lot more once they finally got their hands on them. And I am one of those guys. And on the topic of styling, I think this is a very aggressive looking vehicle, especially in this shadow black metallic with its tinted windows. It has the 19-inch wheels and it even has an aggressive looking rear spoiler. For a crossover, this is a very sporty looking vehicle. And just like Mustangs of old, it has the 3 side straight taillights and the horse emblem has lines going through. It's just like a cyberpunk Mustang. And to be honest, this is about my top 3 when it comes to best looking crossovers. You see a lot of these on the road and be honest, they are very striking, excuse me. But I do like this little rear haunch right here and how it doesn't have any traditional door handles, and I really do think it's a very sleek looking vehicle. What do you guys think? For a vehicle with such aggressive design cues, the Mach E is very practical. So, to get access to the hatch, all you have to do is press this button twice, and the hatch goes up for you. You don't have to do any heavy lifting. This isn't a muscle car, by the way. But since this isn't a muscle car, you get a lot of space back here. It's approximately 29.7 cubic inches. And if that's not enough space for you, all you have to do is go back here, find this button, and I'll lean the seats forward for you, all 3 of them, giving you a cubic inches of 59.7. I've had TVs smaller than that, so a TV should definitely be able to fit back here. And if that's not enough space for you, this car doesn't have a real engine, so we replaced it with a front trunk. Now this front trunk has 4.7 cubic inches of space. This is also where you can access your washer fluid. As you can see, we top it off for you. And there's a small battery in there that the average customer won't be able to access, unfortunately. But this thing's filled with space, and I really do see why a lot of people own these things. And after you're done loading up your cargo, all you have to do is press this button right here. And it goes down for you. I remember growing up, only Cadillacs had this feature. So to see it on a regular Ford is amazing. And if you just want to open it up normally, there is a button right in the middle right here. And it opens up just for you. It's that same button that I clicked earlier. And another trick that I actually just found out, if you click this, it closes itself again. So even if you have a whole bunch of things in your hand like groceries and stuff, you can still get the hatch closed. If you ever want to charge this vehicle, it's almost like filling it with gas. Here will be your fuel door if it had one. Clicks in just like that, just like all the other Fords, and you can just plug it in just like that. Luckily, we have chargers at the dealership, so if I were ever to buy one of these, I pretty much have no worries about charging. Before we get into the interior, I want to show you guys how to get access to this vehicle. A lot of these newer electric cars make it so complicated to get inside, but this one's probably one of the easier ones to get into. So, to get into the front, all you have to do is press this button. The door opens up for you, and you can use this handle right here to open the front door. And for the rear, all you have to do is press this button right here, and there's a little rubber piece right here that you can use to grab onto the back. It's just as simple as that. And now we are in the interior of the Mach E, and to be honest with you, I'm very impressed. This is Ford's first electric car, and to be honest with you, they hit it out the park. Everything's pretty ergonomic, and to be honest with you, this is about the best driving position I can find in a current model Ford. Even the Mustangs aren't as nice as this. The Mustangs, they kind of feel too big really to be a coupe, but this has just about the right amount of room. It kind of feels more like a hot hatchback, to be honest with you. But getting to the infotainment, this thing has a lot of things. You guys controls. This is where you can put your drive modes. You can switch to different drive modes. You got whispers, just pretty much turn it into a Lincoln. You got engage, just pretty much balance how it should be whenever you first get it. And then unbridled is what would be my favorite mode, since I am a car enthusiast and I am going to pretty much drive every car like this, like a sports car. But you got your sound for your balance and fade. You got your phones list where you can add your phone by Bluetooth, your driver assistance. You got your auto hold feature for whenever you're braking and you're in a stoplight. You can just put your foot off the brake and it'll just hold for you. I personally don't like that. But you can also choose what type of cruise control you want, whether you want adaptive or just good old-fashioned cruise control, speed limit assist. Speed limit assist is wherever you're going above the speed limit and it'll beep at you. You got your lane keep assist, pre-collision assist. This car's got a whole bunch of assistance. It more or less will drive itself, honestly. I think this should have Blue Cruise. I'll demonstrate that later on the drive. But it's got a whole bunch of options and a whole bunch of settings that really I don't have enough time to go over all of them. You got your general settings, just sync, show what sync version that you have, your tire PSI, your language, temperatures, connectivity whenever you're connecting to Bluetooth, hotspot. Some of these vehicles do have hotspot. Software updates, Ford Assistant settings, valet mode if you're going to a nice hotel and you don't want some kid just messing up your car. Just set up a four-digit pin. You can just have that set up for you. Here is the main area where you can choose what music you want to listen to. This car has a 10-speaker audio system and it sounds really nice. It's the Bang & Olufsen. This is where you can control your climate controls. You can press these buttons right here and you can control them with the volume knob, which I really do like on a lot of these newer Fords. That allows you to do that. You can also do the same with your fans. Just click the fan icon right here. You can go from 1 to 7 with the dial. You can also just keep on tapping it and it'll pretty much go up just like that. This vehicle is also equipped with heated steering, warm you up that way, and you can also do the same with the heated seats. You can press the heated seat icon and you can also control it with the volume knob just like that. If you want to control your climate controls, whoops, that was the next mistake. If you want to control where your climate controls are blowing, you just press this icon right here and you get your window defroster, your front vents, and your floor vents. If it's a very hot day, you can press your max AC. It'll turn your AC to its max level along with a recirculation program. And if you want to turn everything off, you can just press that button right here. But that's everything in the interior really that really has to be talked about. Really, everything else is more or less standard Ford. So these things are actually pretty adequate when it comes to rear space. I'm 5'11", 275 pounds and dropping. So I'm going to open this and I'm just going to hop in. I've actually got a good bit of space in here. So once you get back here, you see there really isn't much to do here. I mean, overall, this is still a pretty sporty car. So the front passengers are the ones that are really getting all the luxuries. But you still get rear vents and you still get some charging ports right here. There you go. I got the seat set to where I was sitting at. As I said before, I'm 5'11", 275 pounds, and as you can see, I got a lot of space here. I actually got some pretty good headroom. No problem there. Not bad at all. It's got a tweeter right here. That's actually pretty nice. And the materials, the nice materials actually continue back here. So it's not like how sport compacts are. You get the nice materials up front and it becomes cheap plastic in the rear. Nope. You don't see any of that here. And here's another thing I wanted to show you guys. It's got some pretty cool door handles to get out. Just lift up just like that. And it's pretty nice. Of course, you got your coat hangers and your map light, and that's really all you need to see back here. Now on to the driving portion of this review. I've always thought these cars were kind of impressive for what they were. And they're really, really quick, to be honest with you. Especially if you get to a Mach E GT. But overall, this is a very comfortable car to drive. And the visibility is great. Compared to the regular Mustang, I mean, this thing's really nice. Now, a lot of people like to rag on electric cars, but to be honest with you, as a daily driver, I think electric cars might be your best option if you have the ability to charge it easily. Now, I work at a car dealership, and if I were to drive an electric car, there are chargers that I could use to keep it charged. Not a lot of people do have that option, but with some of the ranges that these vehicles are getting now, it's not as much of a problem if you're not driving 100 miles every single day. I personally drive about 60 miles every day, and these things would actually fit my lifestyle pretty good. It's quick to accelerate, pretty quiet really, and for most people that's all they want really. An electric car really does work for a lot of like regular people. And even as a car enthusiast, I drive one because it's just so easy to drive really. Cruise control probably works the best in an electric car. You don't have to worry about a transmission kicking down a gear, or if you have an engine that's very, very peaky when it comes to its power, you don't have to wait until it revs up to like 6,000 RPMs to actually get moving. But with electric cars, oh my god, that's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. Wow, that's actually a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. It's been a while since I've driven one of these, but that's crazy. It's just instant torque. And really, this just makes merging in and out of traffic and getting on the highway a lot easier. Like, it's really no problem in these type of vehicles. As I said before, this car is pretty much really comfortable. The driving position is great. There's some road noise, but I mean, it's not Mercedes-Benz. But it's definitely not a cheap feeling car. The steering wheel is great. I really do like the way the steering wheel feels in my hand. It's a really sporty feeling steering wheel, leather wrapped. Doesn't have that many buttons, just voice control, phones, and volume controls. And you got your cruise control here. It's got lane keep assist. It's got a radar cruise control. For a daily driver, this is actually really nice. Now, a controversial thing that I kind of thought about when driving these cars is that this is pretty much about the closest that we're going to get to a Focus ST or a Focus RS in the US. Of course, they still make the Focus ST in Europe, and I'm still kind of salty that they never brought it here. But this is probably the sportiest crossover that you can get from Ford. The Explorer ST is a really good car, and I really enjoy driving those. But this is just smaller, really, and it's a lot quicker. And the Edge ST is just no question. I wouldn't even consider one of those if this is on your list. It's just a whole different beast, really. It's quiet, it's calm, easy to drive. And this model, the extended range model, Ford quoted 320 miles in a charge. So that's actually a lot, really. That's more than what I get in my Miata, which is a 4-cylinder car, 1.6. So I can't really say that I'm not impressed, especially for Ford's first electric car. One thing about electric cars is road trips, though. This would be a great vehicle, comfort-wise and ease of driving-wise, to have as a road trip vehicle. But you do have to worry about range, and you have to plan ahead to where electric stops you're going to have to make. That is the one negative thing about electric vehicles. But really, I don't really see any negatives about it. Now, I work at the Ford dealership as a tech, and we really don't see many of these compared to everything else. There's not many Mach E's in the shop right now, unless they were traded in. Really, with electric cars, it's all electronics that you have to worry about, really. Now, I have heard some issues that these things were having with some connectors, but just get the newer years and they'll be taken care of. You won't even have to worry about it. Because really, electric cars have, like, no moving parts, really. No engines, just electric motors powering the wheels, and a huge battery underneath me. Only thing you really have to do is just check your fluids and rotate your tires. That's all you have to do. And if you don't want to do any of that, and you don't have time to even take it over to the dealership to do it, they'll send me out and do it for you with Ford Mobile Service. So really, this thing's just got really, really ease of use, really. Easy to accelerate. Calm. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's really just nice. You don't even have to brake in this car either. I'm not even braking. I'm just letting go of the throttle. But here's the good part right here. We're at a stoplight. Now it's green. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is fast. Oh my god. I haven't felt that in a long time. And this isn't even the GT. Oh my god. I felt like my brain was about to come out. And it was easy. Just straightforward. No shifting. Wow. When Ford said 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds, they were not lying. That is crazy. That a crossover is that fast. That is faster than any Focus that you could have bought in the past. Just as quick as the Mustang GT. That was so quick that it gave me a headache. Wow. And I'm not even a guy that cares about straight line speed, really. But that's just amazing. I really didn't expect this car to be that quick. I've driven Mach E's, but the extended range, it's just crazy. After all that, I still have 95%. It was at 96 when I first got this vehicle. It really gets up and goes. And it's easy, like no loss of traction. Just point it straight and go. It's like a rocket. That actually gave me a headache, seriously. We want to find some roads that I really enjoy driving on and see how good it handles. Wow, I did not expect that. I'm still thinking about it. None of my cars can compare to this. This is just supposed to be a daily driver. A car you carry your kids in is this quick. People rag on electric cars, but it is the speed, the acceleration is just mind-numbing, really. It really is, and it's just instant. This car makes a nice whirring noise too. If you don't like it, you can also turn it off in the settings. But be honest, I kind of do like it because I'm a little immature. And be honest, if I were to get one of these, it'd have to be the orange to match my immaturity. This really is more of a hot hatchback than it really is a crossover, to be honest with you. It's just astounding. Car steering for me with the lane keep assist, making sure I'm staying inside my lane, not going over. Man. Cloud controls are working great. Steering's I'm not even going to say it's heavy. I kind of gotta say it's more direct, really. You feel what's happening even though it's electric steering. And just the design of the wheel just makes it feel like you're in control. Here's the first corner. Let's see what it does. Dang. That's impressive. That is really impressive. And these seats are holding me in too. These things handle good to be a crossover. That's impressive, really. If I was in my Corvette, I would have drifted at that speed. That's all-wheel drive traction for you. Yeah, I gotta say, when it comes to a daily driver, I'm in. I am in the Mach E bandwagon. It's a really good vehicle. I really do like it. Yeah, I'm not even a crossover guy. I'm not the typical owner of a crossover, nor will I ever need one, but that is quick. That is just wow. I would not give this car to your kid as their first car. They are going to get in trouble. I'm going to have to be honest with you guys. As a true car enthusiast, you guys should stop sleeping on this thing. For a daily driver, this thing is amazing at what it does. It's fast, it's quiet, it handles really well for a crossover, and they're cheap to run. This thing, I'll be honest, I'm very impressed. I did not expect to actually like this car as much as I did. Now, when they first announced this thing, I was skeptical, borderline hating on these things when they first came out. But after driving them, whenever they first came out, my opinion has changed, really. Now, myself, I don't know if I'll ever own an electric car. It probably won't work for me, personally, because I don't really like large vehicles. But this thing is really great for the people who can actually swing it and actually need something this large and want something exciting in their daily drive. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed filming it. Like, share, subscribe if you want to see more. And thank you, Town & Country, for allowing me to have this opportunity.